Bring it on, bring it on.
Good morning, everyone. This is the sewing master, and this morning we'll be looking at how to cut a perfect neckline for men senator dress. We need our tape, our ruler, our scissors, chalk, and thereabout. But let's go to business proper. I have two very important measurements you need to take, which is your shoulder and your neck. But before we go to the shoulder properly, we need to have what you call a sewing allowance, which we can use 0.5 inches for our sewing allowance this morning. We take 0.5 inches for our sewing allowance. This is what we use to join it to the other part. And for our shoulder this morning, our shoulder we have 18 inches. We divide it by 2 to get 9 inches. That is when you divide it by 2, you have 9 inches because we are cutting on food. So you mark your 9 inches. After marking 9 inches, you have what we call shoulder slant. You have to take the shoulder down. For some people, what they do most times, some people do 3 inches, some people do 2.5 inches. But I like doing 3 inches so that the senator can rest perfectly on the body of the person putting on the dress. This is what you have. This is the shoulder slant. This is the drop that you have created, and this is the shoulder slant, and this is 3 inches. Next is the neck. Anytime you are given a neckline 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 thereabout, you simply divide by 6.28 and it will give you the required value that you need. We'll be cutting both the front and the back side together. We will not cut this one first. First of all, we create what you call the sewing allowance at this point also, because we are going to be cutting off from here now. We create the sewing allowance of 0.5 at this point also. Then we rule completely to the end so that we get a perfect point where we can cut off this other end. When you cut it off, remember that for the front and the back is always longer than the front with 3.5 to 4 inches also, so that you can get a very clean fold when sewing the dress. The back piece will be 4 inches longer than the front piece. This is the back piece. It will be 4 inches longer than the front piece. So you get your 4 inches here. You come down this way too. You get your 4 inches. Then you draw a line to join these two parts together. You have eventually created your back piece. So when cutting, you bring this one forward. You bring it forward and you cut the two at the same time, the back and the front piece, so that you have a perfect cut, so that no one will overlap the other. And this is what you have. Then you move the front piece down to where that 4 inches point. Then you fold perfectly. This is your front, this is your back. So from here now, you discover that you have your front and you have your back materials together. Neck is 16 divided by 6.28. We have a 2.5 inches. For easy mathematical calculation, we can just round it up to 2.6 inches. For the neckline to drop down, that's like the radius of the neck, we have 2.6 inches. So for that 2.6 inches, if you want to get the complete neck perfectly, you just multiply this 2.6 times 2. It will give you 2 times 2, 4, which will give you 5.2 inches. So you are going to take your measurement and get 5.2 inches from this end downwards. So your 5.2 will be at this end. So you have 5.2 at this end. So you go back to the side and you take a measurement of 2.55 thereabout. 2.5, this is 2.5, so we can take it from here. So you have 2.5 and you have a 2.5 also. So if you join them using your ruler perfectly, you'll get a line connecting the back and the front. And from here, if you use your ruler against the end of this folded point, you'll get a straight line, and you almost have your neckline. So if you are cutting, you want to get a round neck, you can cut a French curves, but sometimes I use my free hand to just get my round neck perfectly. So if you are cutting so that you have a round neck, so this is like the front. Then from the back you cut to the end and you create a very fine point here. So we have a neckline. We have a perfect neckline of 16. So if you take your tip and go around like this, you discover that you have 8 here. Exactly 8. This is the neckline of 16. So you have a perfect neckline of 16, and you can cut beautifully. But we can cut and see how the neck will look like. So you cut the front part, you cut gently, very carefully. So then for the back side, you pick from here. You just pick from here. You pick from here, actually, then you cut it off. You cut it off completely. You know, when you cut it off from here, you still have it's appearing the slanting form. So you get your ruler, you take a very straight measurement of this point, and you cut it out straight. You cut it out straight, and when you come here and trim this end off, you will have your perfect neck of 0.8 inches. This one you have here is the one without facing, where you will use piping. You go straight and pipe the neck, and you will have a very perfect neck of 16. But if you are to do facing, you will cut from here there will be 0.5 added to this, so that is 0.5 you will use in cutting your facing. This is the perfect neckline for 16 inches when cutting. The perfect neckline for 16 inches. Thank you so much. Endeavor to watch this video. Subscribe to my channel. Thumbs up. More video coming your way. This is Sewing Master. God bless you.